All right, yeah, I'm still chasing sunrises. This time I'm out in Jamestown at the Dumpling Islands. I was shooting the Newport Bridge. I also do not have the Air 2S. This time I'm flying with the Mavic 3. And DJI released it a few weeks ago. I've been flying it ever since I've gotten it. It's winter right now. All the foliage is gone. All the nice pretty landscape is all brown. And listen, this is not a great place right now to really showcase what this drone is able to do. We need to go someplace tropical, someplace, you know, sand beaches, blue seas, everything. All right, let's go there. Who am I kidding? I spent all the money on this drone. We're not going to any other tropical islands. We're going to Rhode Island. I'm going to put this drone up and we're going to see some dead shit. How about that? Okay, back in the warm confines, out of that winter weather, in the studio. And when I say studio, I mean the corner of my house that I work in. All right, Mavic 3. Where do we begin? Never seen such a drone that has so much adversity, so much hatred or love, depending on which end of the spectrum you're coming from. Some of it's rightfully so. Some of it I feel is just a derivative off of that anger towards the price and what it is. So I think that's where the best place to start. Before it was released, the leaks started coming out, and everybody's getting excited. The camera specs were coming out. Another Hasselblad is going to be a dual camera. It's going to have a zoom feature and a standard camera. It's going to be a larger sensor, a micro four thirds. It's going to shoot 5.1K up to 50 frames a second, 4K 120, 2.7K 240. It's going to have 20 megapixels, full 12.8 stops of dynamic range, full 10-bit of color. It's going to have 3 options: Cine package, shooting in ProRes codec, or H.265, 264, and even those are going to have 200 megabytes per second. That's a big 200 megabytes a second. That puts my old SanDisk SD card out, and I had to buy one of these just to get the full amount of data. That's how pro this camera is. Then the features on the drone itself: 46-minute flight time. Back to that high top end speed, vertical lowering. It's going to have 360 degrees of obstacle avoidance. It's going to be durable in the wind. It's going to have air sense. It's going to have APAS 5.0. It's going to have all this stuff to it. I mean, this drone is just remarkable with those leaks. And then the leaks in the prices started coming out, and that's when everything just went off the rails, including myself. I'm like, no way, cut those in half. There is no way. But what DJI did, nobody was expecting. They turned the Mavic 3 to be the first one in the Mavic series to cross that threshold from consumer or prosumer right over to pro. And all of those options with the camera and the flight ability with the drone, basically they're starting to go towards the Inspire 2 and more of a compactable format. Now obviously it doesn't have a changeable lens to other ones, so it's not fully up to that, but the lens or the camera that's in there is. I gotta tell you, I've had it now for quite a few weeks, and as far as I cannot complain about the camera. The quality of shots I'm getting, the levels of detail, whether it's low light like the sunrises and the late nights in downtown Providence I like to get, or early mornings, or just regular shooting, it gets a really, really good picture and video. Cannot complain about that. So that was one of the things, the price and how they switched that from a consumer level to a pro. Which, on a side note, for consumer, still, the Air 2S is a beast. As far as consumer, this is the best consumer drone out there I don't care what manufacturer we're talking about. When you talk about value and price versus productivity or its quality of what it can deliver, this thing is a beast. There's no way I'm getting rid of this or selling this. But buying the Mavic 3, that price when I did it, yeah, my lifestyle, I definitely had to make some changes. Okay, so I know I'm joking around, but I did have to, I did do some things to make it more comfortable. I sold my Mavic 2 Pro with that smart controller and some other gear that I'm not using anymore, right? And I knew I wasn't going to use the 2 Pro anymore with this drone. So that was the big one, and I feel like the rest really derive off of that. But as far as other things go, okay, so if it's a Pro drone and if it's that much money, this controller, now this isn't a bad controller, it's a really good controller. It's ergonomic, it works well. I'm not a fan of using my phone or a tablet to fly. I like the smart controllers dedicated to that purpose and that purpose only. But this isn't a bad one. But the problem with it is this is the same controller, if this is a Pro drone, that flies your commercials or your consumer ones. It flies your beginner drones. And the Pro drone should be something different, which is why they want you to use this thing. We'll get into that in a second. The other thing is, all right, if it's a Pro drone, using the Fly app. The Fly app is a consumer app, and that's what's flying the Air 2S and the Minis and so on. And that app has always had some hatred towards it since, you know, the Go 4 is such a great app. I don't know why they started switching over to that one, but regardless, they did. So you're using the consumer level remote control, the Fly app, and you're charging that kind of price. Again, everything's falling off of the price, and then it leads into this other stuff. Then there's performance. All right, so you are buying an incomplete drone. There's going to be a major update in January that's going to get everything functionally working out of this. Now, a lot of it's autonomous stuff. You already have the APAS 5.0, but it's going to have the Active Track 5.0, the master shots, and the drone, all that other autonomous stuff. All that's going to be in January. That being said, there's some other bugs I'm finding flying with this that I hope they update. Some a little bit minor, some are, I feel, pretty important, pretty strong. For starters, switching from video to photos with the main camera, it's jolting. It's like this hard reset where it should be this nice smooth transition like it is with all the other drones. But no, this one has, matter of fact, I thought it was broke at first. I was like, what happened? I thought there was, but no, it's like a glitch, and it's just, Pro level drone, that much money. A couple other things have to do with the RC Pro. Now, I love this thing. The battery, they upped that, so now I'm getting quite a few flights out of this, and I think I used a couple of batteries, and this thing was still on full lights. The connection's great, no lagging. I really love the RC Pro. The RC Pro also changed the joysticks, the flight stick, sorry, to that smaller thread. I guess it's the same as the FPV. I don't own the FPV, so when this came out, I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay, well, we switch over to that. Where's the spare? I'm ripping open the box, searching. No spare set. $1,200. Yes, it's worth it. Yes, it works well, but it should be, having a backup set of sticks should be part of it. Just to not have it's kind of ridiculous. But more importantly, this is what really kind of frustrated me. When you are flying it and you're filming or videoing, whether you're shooting in regular mode or with the zoom explore mode, the left wheel tilts the camera up and down. All right. When you're in zoom mode, the right wheel does a nice smooth zoom in and out versus just hitting the button, getting the steps. Okay, great, fantastic. But when you're in the main camera, the reason why you bought this, that Hasselblad Micro Four Thirds, the right wheel serves no purpose. It does nothing. What a waste of resource. This thing should control the aperture or make it programmable at the very least. Maybe somebody wants shutter control or exposure, whatever. I like the aperture. It should do something. It's here. Why not have it serve a purpose? It really is a waste, and it's frustrating because you had it in the previous ones, the Mavic 2 and the original. So why not have it in this? Such an oversight. The other option they gave us, which I really like, this is the first one of the Mavic series that I'm keeping the bag. All those other shoulder bags, I hated them. I threw them away right away. Went out and bought a Polar Pro or Low Pro bag. This one, nice build quality. The material is good. The top unzippers, you can use it as a backpack. It's got these openings, everything separates so they don't bang into each other. It's compact, so if I'm going on a trip, I can put the drone stuff into here and then fit this into a travel bag. So I like this. This one is a keeper, at least for a while. We'll see how long. So other than that, I am very happy with this drone. I would buy it again tomorrow. If I had to do it all over again. There's no regrets, no buyer's remorse. I feel like it's worth the money. Yes, it's a Pro Series, and yes, and that's what I wanted. That's what I'm buying. But I feel it's definitely worth it. And I also feel in January it's going to be back to just the king of the sky. There's not going to be any other drone that can compete with it. So I'm looking forward to when this thing is at its full capabilities. All right, that's all I have for today's video. If you want to talk about anything I touched on, hit me up below in the comments, or if you feel I missed anything, let's talk about that as well. If you enjoyed the video, give me the old thumbs up, and if you want to see more, subscribe. I'll catch you next time. Later.